Okay, business algebra, let's do more expected value problems and one little thing at the end. So this is number 2 on page 2. In a game, you flip a coin twice and record the number of heads that occur. You get 10 points for 2 heads, 0 points for 1 head, and 5 points for 0 heads. What is the expected value of points per turn? Okay, so let's talk about possible outcomes here. You could flip heads, heads. You could flip heads, tails, tails, heads, or tails, tails. Those are our 4 outcomes. One of them is 2 heads. These 2 are both 1 heads. And tails, tails is 0 heads. So let's convert that into our expected value starting. So we either get 2 heads, and how many points is that? 10. We get 1 heads, which has no points, or 0 heads is worth 5 points. Okay, what are the chances of each one occurring? So there's 4 options. How many of them give 2 heads? 1 out of 4. How many of them are 1 heads options? They're actually 2 out of 4. And how many of them give no heads? Also 1 out of 4. And again, we multiply our first column by our second one. What's 10 times 1/4? That would be 250 or 2.5. Since it's not money. 0 times anything is 0. 5 times 1/4 is 1.25. So again, once you have all the things in the last column, you add them all together. So 2.5 plus 0 plus 1.25 is 3.75. So what does that mean? It means you expect to get 3.75 points per turn in the long run. Really just that simple. That's what you expect over the long haul. So that's just what it is. 3.75 points per turn in the long run, because that's what average value is. Of course, you can't ever get 3.75 points in a single turn. You either get 10, 5, or 0, but overall, that's what you would expect in the long haul. Now, for a more practical version of this kind of problem, life insurance policies pay a beneficiary if the holder dies. So a company sells $250,000 policy, 1-year policies to 49-year-old women for $530. These women have a 0.99791 chance of living through that year, which means they don't gain anything from the policy. Compute the expected value of this policy to the company. Okay, morbid or not, there are only 2 options here for the woman. She either lives or she dies. Now, if she lives, what does that mean for the company? She paid them $530. She lived, so they don't have to pay her anything. So they make $530 if she lives. Now, what happens if she dies? She paid them $530, but then they have to pay her beneficiary $250,000. So they gained $530, but then lost $250. When you subtract these two, that's a net loss of $249,470. Okay, well, good thing most of them live, because that's a lot of money to lose. Now, it tells us her chance of living is 0.99791. And our chance of dying, then, is 1 minus this, which is 0.00209. So what is x times the probability of x? Let's see, 530 times 0.99791. Let's put it in the calculator, and by calculator I mean Google. It is 5, rounding to the nearest cent, 528.89. Now, multiplying the negative 249,470 times 0.00209, negative 521.39. Okay, so what does that mean? Means the living people contribute an average of $528.89 to the company. The dying people contribute an average of $521.39 against the company. They cost the company that. So what do? I add those two together. Thankfully, they end in the same number of cents. And when you add those two together, you get exactly $7.50. So what does that $7.50 mean? It means, on average, the company makes $7.50 per policy. This accounts for living and dying over the long haul. So this could be a poor year for them because they didn't plan on the coronavirus. Welcome to the show. A lot of businesses are having poor years because of the coronavirus. So this is the kind of thing that can just happen. Now, page 4 has 2 problems which are very easy. They just ask you find the missing value in the probability model. So probability model is really just a probability distribution. Just remember, everything has to add up to 1. So that missing value for number 7 on page 4, all I have to say is 1 is equal to 0.22 plus 0.13 plus my unknown value plus 0.57. If I add all of my known values together, that's 0.22 plus 0.13. It looks like it's 0.92 plus the unknown if I add the 0.22, 0.13, and 0.157 together. So if 1 is equal to 0.92 plus my unknown, all I have to do is subtract 0.92 to the other side. Get my unknown value is 0.08. And that should be all for your 9.1 homework. We'll do the second half of these notes, 9.2, on Wednesday.